Breaking news, Dub Nation. Steve Kerr has just given a major update on Brandin Podziemski'S injury, and it's exactly what Warriors fans have been waiting for. After missing time, the rookie has been making strong progress, and now we finally have clarity on when he could return to the lineup. With the Warriors fighting for a playoff spot, getting Podziemski back could be a huge boost to the team's depth, defense, and playmaking. But how soon will he be back? And how will his return impact the Warriors' rotation? Stay locked in as we break down Kerr's positive injury update and what it means for the Warriors moving forward. Let's get into it. Dub Nation, we've got some great news coming straight from Steve Kerr himself. After weeks of uncertainty, the Warriors' head coach has finally delivered a positive update on Brandin Podziemski'S injury, and this could be a huge boost for Golden State moving forward. With the team fighting for a strong position in the West, getting key players back healthy is more important than ever. So, what exactly did Kerr say? How soon can we expect Podziemski back? And what does this mean for the Warriors' playoff push? Stick around, because we're breaking it all down. Let's start with Brandin Podziemski'S impact this season. When the Warriors drafted him, there were a lot of questions about whether he would fit into their system right away. But it didn't take long for him to prove that he belongs in the NBA. His high basketball IQ, hustle, defense, and ability to make plays have made him a fan favorite and an important part of Steve Kerr's rotation. One of the biggest things that stands out about Podziemski is his versatility. He's not just a shooter, he's a playmaker, a defender, and a guy who does all the little things that help the Warriors win games. Whether it's diving for loose balls, grabbing rebounds, or making the extra pass, he's been an absolute grinder on the court. That's why his injury was such a big concern for the Warriors. The injury came at a terrible time, just as Podziemski was gaining more confidence and solidifying his role in the rotation. With the Warriors struggling with consistency this season, losing a key contributor like him only made things more difficult. But now, after weeks of uncertainty, Steve Kerr has finally given an update, and it's good news. According to Kerr, Podziemski has been making strong progress in his recovery and is expected to be back sooner rather than later. While the team has been cautious about rushing him back, the fact that Kerr is optimistic about his return means that the injury isn't as serious as some feared. That's a huge relief for the Warriors, who are going to need all hands on deck as they battle for playoff positioning. So, what does this update mean for the Warriors moving forward? First, it means that Steve Kerr's rotation is about to get stronger. The Warriors have been dealing with lineup adjustments all season long, with injuries and suspensions forcing Kerr to get creative with his rotations. But getting Podziemski back means the Warriors will have another reliable two-way player who can bring energy, defense, and smart decision-making to the floor. One of the biggest things the Warriors have missed in Podziemski's absence is his ability to control the pace of the game. He's got a natural feel for the game, knowing when to push the tempo and when to slow things down. Plus, he's a strong rebounder for his position, which is something the Warriors always need help with. Another major impact of his return? Depth and stability in the second unit. The Warriors have been relying heavily on their bench this season, especially with Chris Paul missing time due to injury. Podziemski has shown that he can handle ball handling responsibilities, meaning he can help take some of the load off Steph Curry when he needs rest. Speaking of Curry, having another high IQ player like Podziemski back in the lineup is going to help maximize what the Warriors do best: ball movement and unselfish play. Kerr has always emphasized quick decision-making and off-ball movement, and Podziemski fits that system perfectly. But let's not forget about his defense. One of the things that made Kerr trust Podziemski early on was his commitment to playing defense. He's got great instincts, quick hands, and isn't afraid to get physical. That kind of toughness is exactly what the Warriors need as they try to compete with teams like the Denver Nuggets, Phoenix Suns, and Los Angeles Clippers in the Western Conference. So, when can we expect him back on the court? Based on what Kerr has said, it looks like Podziemski could be returning within the next few games. Of course, the Warriors are going to be careful and make sure he's 100% ready before putting him back in the lineup. But the fact that Kerr is already talking about his return is a huge sign that we won't have to wait much longer. Now, the big question: how does Podziemski's return change the Warriors' playoff hopes? Right now, Golden State is in a tight battle for positioning in the Western Conference. Every game matters, and getting one of their key contributors back healthy could be the difference between making a deep playoff run or struggling to get out of the play-in tournament. If Podziemski can come back and pick up right where he left off, the Warriors are going to be a much tougher team to beat. His return will allow Kerr to run more flexible lineups, improve their bench production, and bring back that defensive energy that has been missing in certain games. The other thing to consider is how Podziemski's return impacts the Warriors' trade plans. With the trade deadline approaching, the Warriors have been linked to multiple trade rumors. Some analysts have speculated that Golden State might make a move for another guard or a defensive wing to help with depth. But with Podziemski coming back, the front office might feel more confident in the group they already have. Of course, nothing is guaranteed in the NBA, and the Warriors still need to prove they can compete against the best teams in the league. But one thing is for sure: getting Podziemski back healthy is a massive win for Golden State. He's a young player who plays beyond his years, and his return could give the Warriors the spark they need to make a serious push in the second half of the season. So, Dub Nation, what do you think? How big of an impact do you see Podziemski making when he returns? Do you think he'll slide right back into Kerr's rotation, or will he have to fight for minutes? And with him coming back, do the Warriors still need to make a trade, or do you think they have everything they need to compete for another championship? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because this is a discussion we need to have. Brandin Podziemski has been one of the most exciting young players for the Warriors this season, and now that we have a positive update on his injury, things are starting to look up for Golden State. But the big question remains: will his return be enough to change the Warriors' season? Podziemski's hustle, defense, and playmaking have been crucial for the Warriors' second unit, and his energy is something that the team has clearly missed while he's been out. With him back in the lineup, Steve Kerr's rotation gets deeper, the bench gets stronger, and the team gets another smart, high IQ player who fits the system perfectly. But is that enough? Do you think Podziemski's return will fix the Warriors' struggles, or do they still need to make a big trade before the deadline? Would you rather see the front office stay patient and trust the young core, or should they go all in for another championship run? Let us know what you think in the comments. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update on Warriors news and NBA rumors. Things are heating up, and we're going to be breaking down everything you need to know. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.